Homeward Bound, written by Ellen G. White.
The time of Jacob's trouble was a time of fighting and pain. He prayed without ceasing. He begged for blessing from the Lord. Jacob went through hard trials, but in the end he persevered. We must learn to fight for what we need, for the Lord sees our weakness. We must pray without ceasing. Perseverance and faith, for a time of trouble is coming. We must be found ready to stand.
The Great Controversy. November 26. The time of Jacob's trouble. Then Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of day. Genesis 32, verse 24. As Satan influenced Esau to march against Jacob, so he will stir up the wicked to destroy God's people in the time of trouble. And as he accused Jacob, he will urge his accusations against the people of God. He numbers the world as his subjects, but the little company who keep the commandments of God are resisting his supremacy. If he could blot them from the earth, his triumph would be complete. He sees that holy angels are guarding them, and he infers that their sins have been pardoned. But he does not know that their cases have been decided in the sanctuary above. He has an accurate knowledge of the sins which he has tempted them to commit, and he presents these before God in the most exaggerated light, representing these people to be just as deserving as himself to exclusion from the favor of God. He declares that the Lord cannot in justice forgive their sins and yet destroy him and his angels. He claims them as his prey and demands that they be given into his hands to destroy. As Satan accuses the people of God on account of their sins, the Lord permits him to try them to the uttermost. Their confidence in God, their faith and firmness will be severely tested. As they review the past, their hopes sink, for in their whole lives they can see little good. They are fully conscious of their weakness and unworthiness. Satan endeavors to terrify them with the thought that their cases are hopeless, that the stain of their defilement will never be washed away. He hopes so to destroy their faith that they will yield to his temptations and turn from their allegiance to God. Though God's people will be surrounded by enemies who are bent upon their destruction, yet the anguish which they suffer is not a dread of persecution for the truth's sake. They feel that every sin has not been represented of, and that though some fault in themselves, they will fail to realize the fulfillment of the Savior's promise. I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. Revelation 3 verse 10. If they should prove unworthy and lose their lives because of their own defect of character, then God's holy name would be reproached. Those suffering in the needless anxiety, terror, and distress, they do not cease their intercessions. They lay hold of the strength of God as Jacob laid hold of the angel. And the language of their soul is, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me.
The time of Jacob's trouble was a time of fighting and pain. He prayed without ceasing. he begged for a blessing from the Lord. Jacob went through hard trials, but in the end he persevered. We must learn to fight for what we need, for the Lord sees our weakness. We must pray without ceasing, perseverance and faith, for a time of trouble is coming. We must be found ready to stand.
Join us tomorrow for another devotional reading by God's grace. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought his angels.